What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you an amazing play that you can use to take the top off the defense versus cover 3 and cover 4 for a one-play touchdown almost every single time. Now, if this is your first time checking out one of my videos and you want to stay up to date on the latest Madden tips and news all year long, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any uploads. Also, if you're interested in joining the memberships below, I do offer member exclusive videos including extra tips, playbook breakdowns, and more. So if you're interested in that, check that out below. Now today, like I said, we're going to be taking the top off cover 3 and cover 4, and what's really good about this is we're going to be doing it from under center because many of you know the run game is so great this year, and a lot of people are having success running the ball under center, but a lot of times you don't have a way to take the top off the defense from under center. Most of the one-play touchdown type route combinations you usually, for the most part, find in shotgun formations, but today I'm going to show you a way that you can mix in this with the under center. So we're going to be looking at the strong close, and the play I want to look at is the PA deep. Now I'll have up on the screen all of the playbooks this is in. I believe it's in about 7 or 8 playbooks. The playbook that I use and recommend still is the Raiders playbook because it is just chock full with so much stuff, and I'm going to show you a little bit later in the video kind of something else that you can use to add to this to make it even better. So the PA deeps we're going to look at today, we're going to bomb cover 3 and cover 4. So cover 4 drop show 2. I'm sure if you play online you see this almost every game, or at least most of your games. It's a popular coverage because it defends the run decently because the safeties are in run fits, but also because you have 8 guys in coverage, it can be a pain to pass on. And when you play the game, it shows you previous play what your opponent's running. So once you kind of get a feel for what they like to do, that's when you want to try to pull out these types of plays and take the top off the defense. So like if I'm playing in a game and I notice like, okay, like a lot of people, they might just run the same coverage every play. They might run a cover 4 just every play and just live and die by it. They might run a cover 3 every play, live and die by it. And when you know they do that, you can pull this out. But sometimes you may notice like, okay, they only run cover 4 when you're under center. Like that's it. When you go to shotgun, maybe they'll mix it up, but under center, they're always in cover 4. So once you kind of catch on to what they like to do, that's when you can pull out plays like this, and you can either save it for like a big moment in the game where you need a big play, or you could try to pull it out a little bit early if you want to try to get on top of your opponent quick and, you know, get them making mistakes because they're behind early. It's up to you how you want to use it, but understand that when you use a play like this, after you used it once or twice, they might catch on to it, but you know, it's still good for like almost one free touchdown. So what you want to do here is, it doesn't matter which hash mark you're on, it'll work on both, and I'll show you that, but you want to block the running back and the fullback because you want to buy time. We're trying to go deep here, and you're going to put the tight end on an in route just to have a check down, just in case the line block sheds or the user gets back there or something like that. You definitely want to have a check down on the play. So once your receiver gets about right here, you just want to pass lead this to the sideline. And the thing with cover 4 is, that's kind of your worst case scenario right there, is you'll get stopped at like the 5. With cover 3, it's a lot easier to actually get the touchdown. With cover 4, a lot of times you might get to about the 5, which is still good because once you get that close, I mean, you're almost guaranteed to score a touchdown at that point, but it is sometimes a little bit harder just because of the nature of a cover 4. See, right here, we should be able to take this in, and we couldn't get it. We got to about the 4, but that's the thing with cover 4. If we were about maybe 5 yards closer, for example, then we probably would be getting it in. So where you're at on the field kind of can matter a little bit as well, but you see, it's going to destroy cover 4 big time, and if people just want to sit in a cover 4 all game, you know, this will get them out of it very quickly, and here we're actually going to get the touchdown. So you see, you're either going to get to about the 5, you know, to the goal line or into the end zone. So that'll get them out of cover 4 quickly, or you can just keep hitting them with it if they refuse to get out of cover 4. Now, again, you have the check down, so like if you have to like dump it down quick, you know, do this, you get your 5, 6 yards or whatever, and you just love to see another down. It's okay to take your check down if you have to, if you notice that, you know the block shed's coming in, or maybe they are running a cover 4, but they're sending like 6 guys, they're blitzing. You got to check it down. That's okay. But usually when people run this type of a defense, they're just running all out cover 4, and they're just hoping, you know, to make you hold the ball too long and not find anybody open. So here we're on the short side of the field. Just want to show you that you can still get this on the short side of the field as well. When it gets about right here, you go up. It's actually a little bit easier to get the touchdown when you're on the short side of the field, just because it kind of compresses the defense on that side, and they just play it a little bit differently. You would think it'd actually be harder to get the one-play touchdown on the short side, but a lot of times it's actually easier, which is kind of weird. Because you see, like, the safety kind of stays in the same spot, but you're easily able to get over their heads. And like I said, your worst case is you're getting to the 4, 5 yard line. I mean, that's still, I mean, that's a huge win for the offense, because you're basically, at worst case scenario, if you don't mess that up, you're at least guaranteeing yourself a free 3 points when you run something like this. And you see, again, we're getting over the top here. We should be able to score there. Very easy. So that is cover 4. Now, if they run cover 3, you have to set it up just slightly a little bit different. but this is why I say it's important to use previous play to your advantage when you're in these online games, because if someone's just running cover 3 every play, well then you know that you could set it up this way and you can be okay versus a cover 3. If someone's running a cover 2 every play, there's a lot of people that do that under center. They just run like cover 2 every time because people like to run outside, so they want to run cover 2 and try to manually guard the middle. Then you know, don't pull something like this play out. You need to find a cover 2 beater, but this play isn't that. So it's important to know what your opponent's doing. So setup is very similar. You block running back and halfback. You want to put the tight end on an in route, but instead now you want to motion out X. If you don't know how to motion, you press B or circle until you get on your receiver, and then you hit the D-pad to the left to motion him out, and then you want to put him on a comeback route. Because with a cover 3, they're going to play a little bit differently, but the comeback route here, the way that a comeback route runs, it has to hold the attention of that outside deep third. So if you see here, McCourty is in that outside deep third, and then his other brother, the other McCourty, is in the deep third over the middle. The comeback route's going to hold the one on the sideline, and then what's going to happen is the free safety is going to play center field. And the way this route runs, like, it runs across center field, but it runs at such a weird angle that, like, it's hard for the safety to bite on it because of the weird angle that it runs at. So it kind of has to, like, stay home in middle field, and by the time it realizes, like, that the route's actually going to keep kind of crossing at that hard angle, it's just, like, too late for him to react to it. So you're going to see here, I mean, this is easy. You just pass lead this one up. You can see how wide open it is, and you're going in for a touchdown every time. It's just super wide open. Now, I do recommend, you definitely need a fast guy where Brandon Cooks is. He is 95 speed. I would say in regular teams, if you play regular online head-to-head, you want at least 93 speed there. 94 to 95 seems to be the best to me, like, but 93 will still work versus most secondaries. If you're an ultimate team right now, like 89 speed should work right now because it's early in the year and there's not like a lot of super fast defensive backs, so about 89, 90 speed would work in ultimate team right now. But you see again, cover 3, I mean, cover 3 has no shot versus this. And what's so good about this route as well is, like, you know, you can get a lot of these similar concepts with like a deep post, but deep posts take a lot longer to develop. And with this year's game, you can get sacked really easily. This route gets downfield so quickly because, I mean, you can just see like how it runs. It's just like, it's almost like a crossing route and a deep post in one, the way it runs. Like, it runs where a deep post would go, but it kind of runs like almost like a weird crossing route. It doesn't actually like go upfield for 10 yards and then have the hard cut that a post has. So it gets downfield so quick, and that's also big when you're talking about user defenders, because this is one of those routes, if you're not on it right away, you can't catch up to it. Whereas a deep post, you can kind of realize a deep post is coming a little bit later in the play and you can catch up to it. But this route, the way it cuts, it gets downfield so quickly. Like, as you see, it just gets downfield so quick that if you don't notice it right away, you cannot stop it. It's just one of those kind of rare routes in the game. You don't see it a whole lot, and it just, like, it's just a great route. Like, it's way better than a deep post because of just how quickly that it actually gets downfield. So again, one more time versus cover 3, and then I'm going to show you how to mix something else in really quickly with it that I think is very important. So you see here again, I mean, it's easy. It's all day long. We didn't time it very well there, so McCourty got in and made the play. We didn't lead it hard enough to the sideline. So I'm going to run it one more time for good measure for you guys, just so you know that I'm not BSing you here. That was user error there. I just didn't lead it far enough, and McCourty's good enough to where if you don't lead it right, he's going to get there and make the play. And you see here, we get over the top. It's very easy. It's very easy. So let me show you one more thing really quickly here. So if you've been around the channel for a few weeks, you know that I broke down the I-form close scheme on the channel, which I think is one of the best offenses in the game this year, also in the Raiders playbook. The I-form close, you see a lot of people running it because it is very good. It has the stretch, and this is one of the best stretch runs in the game out of I-form close. But it also has other things, like you have the ISO that plays off of it well, the PA tight end leak. If you didn't see the video for this, I'll link it below in the comments in the description. I recommend watching it because this is one of the best formations in the game, but you can mix this in with the strong close, for example. So, like, again, like someone's in cover 4 or whatever the case, whatever they're doing, and you're doing all your thing. You're running your stretch, you're running your dive, you're running all the, the great plays out of the I-form close. That's a lot for your opponent to deal with, but then you can so easily audible to the strong close because the movement, like, look, you just put the PA deep in your audibles and then boom, like, you can audible to it so quick. And it's like, it's a similar formation, but yet it's different. And now we're ready to go. So it's like, we're in the I-form close. They thought, they knew it was coming. Now we're going and we're trying to take the top off cover 4. And it's just like, the fact that you can audible into strong close, and strong close has a whole different unique set of plays. Strong close has an entirely you know, unique set of plays in it. You know, the double post is a good play, and the fact that you can audible to that, and like, look how quick you audible into it. It takes like a second because there's just like a minor shift that basically has to happen, you know, with the fullback, and then you have like all these other plays at your disposal. So you're basically mixing two formations into one, and they look almost identical, and you can audible in and out of them so quickly because they're basically all almost identical formations, except for the fullback is just offset. So you want to definitely use stuff like that to your advantage. Make it harder on your opponent, because now you take everything that's good about the eye close and you combine that with strong close. You almost can have one big scheme just based out of those two formations because they're so similar, but they both offer a completely different set of plays for the most part. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, as always, you know the drill. Just like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.